Folks, we're back here with former FBI Director James Comey. He's got a great new book, A Higher Loyalty, Truth, Lies, and Leadership. I read it. It's really good. Don't read page 217 to 218 if you don't want to hear about the hands and the hair. Okay. Now, let's do a quick lightning round. We've only got a few minutes here. You went in January of 2017 to tell President Trump about the Steele dossier. How did you tell him that there was a, and I want to put this delicately, pee-pee tape? How did you tell him about that rumor?
I spoke about information, unverified, that related to an allegation that he was with prostitutes in a hotel in Moscow and that the Russians had videotaped it. I didn't go into the rest of it. I thought that was notice enough. And I was...
So you didn't mention the salacious detail of the two prostitutes getting up on the bed that the Obamas had stayed in because it was the presidential suite, engaging in some water play. You didn't mention that at all.
I thought I'd served enough notice without going to that part.
Okay. And what did he say when you told about this?
He denied it. He interrupted me and denied it in pretty strong terms and asked, I assumed rhetorically, whether he looked like a guy who needed the services of hookers. And then... Okay.
All right, let's keep on going. Yeah. Because, look, I want to be, delicate here, but he looks like a microwave circus peanut that someone rubbed on a golden retriever. All right. Okay. By the way, I went to that room. Just so you know, the people out there know, I actually went to that room. I stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, Moscow. I went to that room. We rented that room, which is really all you need to do. Now, you're an investigator. Did anyone from your office ever go to that hotel and look at that room?
Not while I was director.
Okay. I don't know anyone from the press who went, you're an investigator. Would you like to ask me anything about that room? Ask me anything about that room.
Is it big enough for a germaphobe to be at a safe distance from the activity?
The bedroom is very long. It's very long. You could definitely be out of what we call at SeaWorld the splash zone. Okay? Okay? All right? Yeah. Do you wish you were in there as part of this investigation? You've always been a guy who was in the know, and now you have to guess like the rest of us. Do you wish you were in there on the team?
I do. I miss the people and the mission. I don't miss some of the political types, but I miss being with the people of the FBI and the Justice Department.
And when you were being interviewed by George Stephanopoulos, he asked you about impeachment. And you said you don't think that impeachment is really the answer here, that would be a mistake, and that Americans shouldn't be let off the hook through impeachment. They should go vote this man out and take responsibility. That sounds a little bit like you're blaming the voters for the predicament we're in right now. Do you?
Well, maybe partly. I mostly blame those who haven't voted. And
did you vote?
No, I was the FBI director.
Are you going to vote in 2020?
Yes, I will. What I meant by the impeachment comment is, look, the law and the facts will drive whether there's an impeachment process. What I was saying to George Stephanopoulos was, in a way, that would short-circuit something we need. We need a moment of clarity and inflection in this country. We need the people of this country, I hope the great middle, to get off the couch, get out of their busy lives, and say the values of our leadership matters. And more than policy disputes, more than the rest of it. We stand for something in this country, and we need to send a signal that we know that and we treasure it.
What's after this? How do we get past this moment? I think back to Lincoln's second inaugural talking about how the country will come together after the Civil War. And while we're not in a Civil War, we're in a terribly divided time. How do you think we come to agreement after all of this about what our shared values are?
By everybody participating in that conversation. And I write in the end of the book, and I hope an optimistic note, that although I see Donald Trump as a forest fire, he will do great damage to our norms. Forest fires allow things to grow that couldn't grow before. I see kids getting energized. It's inspiring to see kids in the wake of Parkland out there getting involved. I see all parts of civil society, the media, the courts, even Congress starting to get off its rear end. I see parts of this country being energized that haven't been energized, frankly, since the last great forest fire, which was Watergate. And so I'm optimistic that this country's values are strong enough that we will not only survive this, we will thrive and rebalance ourselves in the wake of this.
Well, Mr. Comey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Really enjoyed talking to you. A Higher Loyalty is available now. It's worth reading. James Comey, everybody. We'll be right back with Jason Aldean.